Scientists claim big advance in using DNA to store data. Okay, this was in 2021. Using life's preferred storage medium to back up your precious data would allow vast amounts of information to be archived in tiny molecules. The technology works by growing unique strands of DNA, one building block at a time. These building blocks are known as bases, four distinct chemical units that make up the DNA molecule. They are adenine, cytosine, guanine, and thymine. The bases can then be used to encode information in a way that's analogous to the strings of ones and zeros, binary code, that carry data in traditional computing. There are different potential ways to store this information in DNA. For example, a zero in binary code could be represented by the bases adenine and cytosine, and a one might be represented by guanine and thymine. If I'm saying that wrong, whatever. Alternatively, a 1 and 0 could be mapped to just two of the four bases. Scientists have said that if formatted in DNA, every movie ever made could fit inside a volume smaller than a sugar cube. Let that marinate. Okay, so let's unpack this. Your DNA is binary code. Your DNA is like a hard drive. Okay? Now, let's say you have an iPhone and it's time for you to upgrade and get another iPhone. Well, what happens is when you upgrade, you save your settings, your data to the cloud. And when you get a new iPhone, a new device, you install the same settings that you had on your old iPhone to your new iPhone via the backup, right? So, new phone, same settings. Okay. Now, when you leave this physical body, your settings, your karma, your memories, your connections, all of that is saved to the cloud, or you can call them Akashic records. Okay. And so when you go and reincarnate into another body, your DNA is the binary code, the storage, the hard drive, where you're just pulling the backup off of your last body. So this is why children, before they reach the age of 7, their brain is in theta stage, hypnosis. So if you were to ask a child, things about their past life, chances are, depending on how tapped in they are in their pineal gland, they'll be able to tell you about their past life. Okay? Now, your DNA has genetic memory, which means the avatar that you are embodying this time, it's a high probability that the next time you incarnate, you're going to choose the same avatar. This is why if you were to see photos of like your great grandparent, your great great grandparent, whatever, you have to do some digging. You'll see that, wait a minute, why does me and great granddad, why do we have the same face? Bro, that's you. That's you. That's you in your last life, right? This is why you'll hear children who do remember their past life, they'll say that to their mom, like, oh, I was your granddad, or oh, I was your whatever in the past life. Okay. Now your DNA is quite like fibrous. Your DNA is like optic fire cables. Now, this is why you have to stay tuned to the video that I show at the end by Dr. Patrick. Okay. So like the cables that they put in the ground for high-speed cables, the fibers that they're finding in people's body who took those fibers are trying to duplicate the functionality of your DNA. This is why the people that got the stick, it literally went in there and cut out some of the DNA to rewrite the coding and make these people sort of like bots. But that's just a side note. Make sure you actually watch the latest episode of X-Men 97 because they put it in plain sight, the thing I just talked about. Anyway, moving on with the original topic of this video. Now, have you ever seen somebody out in public, right? And you recognize them even though you know for a fact that you've never seen them in this life before? Part of that is because they chose the same avatar, right? And so what's happening is that it's a soul memory. Your soul recognizes them, especially because of their digital avatar that they use to navigate throughout this third dimension. And your DNA is connected to your pineal gland, so the memories they are transmitted. They are the memories, the genetic memories, they send out waves out of your pineal gland which attract the lessons that you are supposed to learn, right? So you have like settings when you pass certain levels of lessons, then your DNA unlocks and attracts the next lesson via your antenna. This is why they say when the student is ready, the teachers are a peer. But how do you know when you're ready? It's because the lessons that you are supposed to learn, and this is the reason why you are incarnated in this flesh rental, right? So if somebody passes away before they get a chance to finish all of their lessons, then that's stored on your hard drive. And in your next life, you're going to pick up where you left off. And then the childhood trauma that you face is going to set you up so that you can finish those lessons. So the childhood trauma that you went through is connected to your past life karma. And so the keys to unlock that trauma is going to be finishing your karma. Oh shit, that rhyme, that rhyme. Anyway, so yes, DNA actually looks like cotton, but that's another rabbit hole. Anyway, so yes, I'm gonna play you this video because if not, I'm gonna keep talking. I'm gonna play you this video and hopefully it clicks. Okay, so let's pay attention to Dr. Patrick and what he has to say about this video. Make sure you like, follow, and share, and let me know what you think about this in the comments. Roll the footage.
Okay, welcome everyone. I'm about to show you something that very few people on the planet, very few people in history have ever seen. This is of such monumental significance that you're going to want to stick around and view it for yourself. And once you see it, you may want to tell your friends about it. But what I'm going to show you underpins the very basis of genetic inheritance. It is the substance that allows the movement or passage of genetic traits from one generation to the next. It underpins genetic inheritance of every living organism on this planet, and it's rarely been seen in this form. So what I'm about to show you, probably the first time you've ever seen this, and you are now going to be one of the few people in the history of the earth that have ever seen this. And so this is deoxyribonucleic acid, or DNA. As you can see, it's not something theoretical. It's not some concept. It is a real thing. It is a real thing that you can hold. And this is the pure, dehydrated form of the substance. As you can see, it's very stringy, which makes sense because DNA essentially is a series of codes, essentially a long, complex binary code, which encodes the different parts and different functions of organisms. This amazing substance carries a library of information, and very few people ever get to see it. And so this is that substance. Now you know what DNA looks like.
5D Mystery School.